Sometimes we don't want to express a percent as any old fraction. Sometimes we want to express it specifically as a decimal. How would we do that? Well, our first move would be the same as with a fraction. Right? That is, we'll understand this as 12.3 out of 100. But now our goal is to get this to be a decimal, isn't it? We're thinking 12.3 divided by 100. Right? That is times 1/100th, or times 0.01. We know a shortcut for that, don't we? We'll end up with the same digits, but 2 extra digits after the decimal point. Right? We have 1 digit after the decimal point right now. We want 3 digits after the decimal point in our answer. And that's always going to work that way, right? Because it's always going to be over 100. So if we have a percent, it's already a decimal percent, we have a shortcut. We can express a percent as a decimal by moving the decimal point 2 places to the left. Right? That is, what are we doing really? We're dividing by 100. If you happen to remember this shortcut, go for it. And I recommend practicing with this shortcut because life is short. But if you forget the shortcut, you can always go through these steps to get there. I'm going to have you try an example that's really set up for this shortcut to work, just like this. Write 7% as a decimal. Pause the video and try this now. So 7%, of course, that's 7 point percent, 7 point out of 100. So we want to move the decimal point 2 places to the left. We have no digits after the decimal point right now. We're going to want 2 in our answer. So we get 0.07. Looking at this is already a decimal fraction, so we could also have said 7 over 100. That means 2 digits after the decimal point. Okay, what if we have a fraction that isn't like this, right? What if we have a mixed number percent? Or more generally, any percent where the percentage isn't expressed as a decimal. Well, we have 2 choices in this case. The first option is to write the percentage as a decimal and use the shortcut. Or we could skip the shortcut and just use division. If we used option 2 here, we would say, well, this is 4.5%, which means 4.5 divided by 100, which means 4.5, that's 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, divided by 100 over 1. So that's 9 halves times 1/100th. So that's 9 over 200. I want to give that as a decimal. So I'm just going to do this by division. 200 doesn't go into 9. It doesn't go into 90. It does go into 900, right? 2 goes into 9 4 times. So 200 goes into 900 4 times. One more 0. 200 goes into 1,000 5 times. Oh, I forgot to write the decimal point in my answer, didn't I? It goes right here. This 4 is above this 0. I need another 0. So I get 0.045. If I used option 1, maybe I noticed that 4.5 is 4.5. So I might have said 4.5% is 4.5%, and then used the shortcut. Right now I have 1 digit after the decimal point. I want 2 more, so I want 3 digits after the decimal point. I need an extra 0. 0.045. 1, 2, 3 digits after the decimal point. Either way, I got the same answer. So if I can see how to use the shortcut easily, I'll use the shortcut. If I can't, I can always just use division.